My name is Jobless.
Hi, Soul Spice.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm sexified.
Sexified. Well, today, Nagolen. There's this when it comes to sex and when it comes to, I'm not even going to say it's a Nigerian thing, I'm saying it's an African thing. There's always this too shy to talk. People don't want to express that part. It's like it is sacred in some ways for some people, and I don't get it, because doing that, a whole lot of people miss so many things, you know, wrong informations. And so I've been thinking about it, that okay, how come we don't have people that can actually educate us when it comes to things like this? Then we started making our research, and someone recommended you that that go and talk to Soul Spice. I think she has what you're looking for. I said, okay, please look for her. Please look for her. So this is what I want you to do. Just give us a little bit of introduction, your name, what you do, and from there we can start the conversation.
Okay, so my name is Hannah Jonathan, aka Soul Spice, the sex goddess. I'm a clinical sexuality coach and a master sexpert. I teach and have sex for a living.
Awesome. I think probably all of us have sex for a living.
Because the reason why I usually use the word "I have sex for a living" is because for everybody who gets to walk down the aisle, the one reason why I walk down the aisle in Nigeria is to have sex. Tell me one thing.
Yeah, basically, you're right. For people to know that me and we
are fucking legally. Mommy, I'm going to fuck legally now. Yeah. That's the reason why I walk down the aisle. Every other thing you can do before marriage, right? Except living together and having sex. So you're legally going to
making it public, even for me, it's not really a big deal.
No, that's what society expects of you. Yeah, but we all know that's not true now. We've been fucking legally before.
Illegally before all this level now. So once you now make it official, now I think for the female gender, it's a level of, there's a level of pride to it, you know, for everybody to know,
because they put power on it. You're not married, he's using you, what if he dumps you? And then even when you're married, you're calculating, if anything goes bad, you'll be on the loose end. He can move on in 2 months, he can get somebody else. But it's not the same thing with a woman, right? Because so when you look at it statistically, right, you ask a man, how many people have you slept with? Most men double up the number. They increase the number. They want to feel like a guy. Ask a woman, how many men have slept with you? They deduct from the number.
True.
Because they don't want to look like the bad one. So why would I want to reduce the number of people I've slept with, so that people don't call me names? Because I want to fit into what society expects. So guys are expected to sleep with anybody, have sex with anybody, and then they call you a G. You're a married man, you're cheating. They say it's a man's thing. He's a married man. It's okay. Just forgive. He comes back home. Accept. But let the woman go and try it, and they catch her back to your father's house. So what makes you special than me? Because you got a dick and I've got a pussy.
The interesting one for me is when they say men are wired differently.
Who wire you? Who put the cable?
Like, men are wired differently.
But have you realized that women are now rewiring themselves? Our cable don't the bond person now. Women are fucking more than you, especially the married ones. They are fucking more than the married men.
Outside wedlock.
Uncle, you're talking about marriage. It used to be men before. A man can cheat and he's proud of it. Now women cheat and you won't even know. They probably might not be proud of it because they can't talk about it, but they are proud of it amongst themselves. See, this is not for everyone though, so that people don't say Soul Spice said. Yeah. If your wife has a friend, a male friend, and then you are bothered, then you have a problem. I think you should be bothered more about her female friends. Than the male ones. Because most women now, we have more bisexuals amongst us. More bisexuals.
I noticed.
And I remember when I posted on my page, You know, because every Tuesday I post Truthful Tuesday on my page.
Okay.
Today it's about how many people you slept with. I've had people tell me, 400. Someone said I can't even count. Someone said they have had, I think he said 53, but this year I'm focusing on married women. It's all there on my page. People tell me secrets. They are so okay with, so people will not judge me. I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at it the way it is, most married women, if you ask them what they really want, what their fantasy is, you find that it's having sex with another woman. And I have so many of them in my DM. So connect me now.
You know what I think? I actually think you guys understand your body way better than how men understand it.
But who is teaching you to understand my body? Whose body are you using to learn? Your mother? Your sister? No school is teaching. There's no sex school. There is nothing.
Yeah.
So the only thing that gets to teach you is porn, and they tell you porn is bad. If you're a child of God, you cannot watch porn.
Yeah.
You cannot masturbate. So where are you supposed to learn it from? Marry her and start touching and poking her in every which way that comes to your mind, thinking that will work. Meanwhile, whatever you are doing based on your past experience with somebody else. When I was touching Titi's nipples, Titi used to get turned on. So when you get a new girl, you want to go to nipples, hoping that will work. But that's not what works for her. So you would try until you try something else, and you keep trying. But when you're married to someone who understands her body, you don't have to try. I always tell women, when you are good, you are good. Right? For someone like me, whether a man is good or not, it doesn't stop me from getting my orgasm or squirting. Because my orgasm or my squirt is not in your hands. I own it. Right? So if you look at the Ugandans, they train them. The women have been conditioned to put their vagina and to make their vagina feel a certain way. So the men actually go to school. They get trained. So they call something kunyaza, right? They train them on how to fickle the clitoris. They train the men on how to touch and lick and suck on the clitoris. Now, as a man in those days, I don't know about now, as a man in those days, if you cannot make a woman squirt, then you're not a complete man. You don't move to manhood. You're a guy.
Okay.
Right? But here, nobody does that.
Squirting.
Yeah.
It's technically urinating, right?
No, it's not.
It's urine. Squirting is urine.
I can't remember ever bringing out my mattress to dry.
No, it won't come in that form, but
it comes the same way urine comes,
yeah.
But it's not urine. Because you can actually taste it. You can swallow it. You can lick it. You can drink it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I always tell women, like, I don't understand why a man will go down on you, kiss you, suck you, and you ejaculate, and then you can't kiss him again. For kind of, it's your body. So you should be able to taste your body, know whether you taste nice or not. So if he gets to suck me and I squirt, part of it will go into his mouth. So what stops me from tasting my body to know how I taste like?
See, I know there's so much left from you, but I actually want you to make the background very clear. Like, did you actually go to school for this? How did you know so much about it?
Okay. So growing up, I was molested and raped severally by different people. And so that made me hate sex for a very long time. So I hated men. I didn't want to have anything to do with any man and all. But then when I got to, when I left secondary school, lesson into university, you hear people talk about sex. So why are these people crazy about this? Is it not the same sex that I know that I hate, And so when I got to university, I felt, okay, yes, opportunity. Okay, now is the time to learn about this thing, really.
Okay.
And so my first encounter was one major speaker in Nigeria, who is into sex. I'm not going to mention his name. And so I was so happy when I was in LASU then. He came to LASU to talk about, premarital sex, blah, blah, blah. So I was so like, okay. His CD then was 4K, which was a lot of money. So I took my money and I bought that CD saying, today I will learn this sex, whether Jesus likes it or not. I bought the CD, got home, put off the lights, locked my door, did everything. Again, let's learn about sex. And all I could watch or all I saw was, don't have sex till you're married. There was nothing interesting about the CD. And out of anger, I broke the CD and I trashed the CD. And I remember that afternoon, I took a bike and I went straight to Alaba International and I bought porn. And so from that very day, I can tell you, before I left school, I've watched over 1,000 porn. So my first training was with porn. Series, movies, short stories, I watched everything. And so for me, every time I was watching, I was rewinding, why did he do this? Why did she move? Why did she make this sound? And the best people that taught me then were prostitutes and porn stars. So I moved from watching porn to watching documentaries around porn, around sex, So I learned a lot. But when I finished, I knew that, okay, I still needed, a certificate, something to teach me the real thing that you learn in school. And so I did an online course. I did 2 courses. So that was where I got my certificate from being a master sexpert and the other course I did. So so I'm actually trained.
That's actually what I wanted to clear. It's not just somebody that just likes sex or likes to talk about it.
No,
you're actually certified.
You have to go to school to even understand some things. I learned my body whilst I was in school. I didn't, society will tell you not everybody. Medically, they'll tell you squirting is not for everyone. They will say if you don't have a skin gland as a woman, you can't squirt. Right? Yeah. But then I learned in school anybody can squirt. Your body can do whatever you make your body do. It's training, understanding your body. So it's like saying you weigh 80 kg and you say in my family we are fat. You are not fat in your family. Eat right, work out. You will be a size 8.
You change, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
so the same thing with sex. When you understand sex. So in those I used to think, I know everything about sex, but I couldn't squirt. I felt at first it was a matter of, okay, I was circumcised, so I couldn't get an orgasm.
Yes.
Which is what you hear.
Yes.
Right.
But
I learned that. Now I orgasm back to back and I'm circumcised. I moved from there to squirting back to back, yet I'm circumcised. So we realized that it was not about the circumcision, except your clitoris was totally taken away. Totally, and I mean the inner part was taken away. But most times they cut out the tip, especially for the African part. They cut out the tip, which means your clitoris is there. You just need to learn how to stimulate. Some people just need to spark up their clitoris. Because of the way it's been left for years, you need to use maybe like a mini vibrator, just put the vibration on it so that the blood can flow into every muscle. And then you're back to life. So it's not a matter of, I was circumcised, I can't squirt. It's a lie.
Okay. We're going to get into that. You being an expert in this, and if we look at the society we live in, right, I'm sure that personally they will stigmatize you.
Hellfire is my home. That one they have said it.
They must have finished you, like for you to be so bold about it, because I know that the environment we live in, no. How do you personally deal with those kind of stigmatization?
Well, at first I wasn't this bold, like I said, I've been doing sex for a very long time, way over 15 years, if you have to look at it. During university days, everybody will tell you, if it's soul sprite, if it's not sex, this girl, forget it. If you bring to me Bible, I would. If you don't bring to me sex way, it won't work. So any information you have for me, I would take you through sex and I'll communicate with you. They know me. But even with that, I was doing it codedly because I didn't want them to give me that name, Omoburuku, bad girl, wayward, and all those things. But then when I did my coaching with Larry Lushala, where I had to rebirth myself, I realized that, what, people will talk. True. Whether I do it well or not, whether you're alive or dead, and so that was my struggle. My issue was, what will people say? What will my pastor say? It wasn't about what my parents will say. What will my pastor say? What will my church members say? And I remember one of the top 10 pastors in Nigeria reached out to me on Instagram, asking me, I feel like cool, because he's also into sex, marriage, wanting.
Okay.
And so he reached out to me. I was like, okay, see my mentor, people that I look up to, And before I knew, he reached out to my main pastor and reported, this girl said she comes to your church and she handles kids. Are you sure this girl is what, So when I got church last Sunday, my pastor asked to see me. I was like, okay, I don't have any issue in going to pastor's office. I come and I go. So for this man to have called me, something has happened. So I went to my pastor and he said, you know what, I like what you do. I went through your page and I was shocked, I didn't see Christ on your page, blah, blah, blah. Don't you think you should call people to God on your... And I told him, I said, see, my page is not for Christ. My page is not for Christian, it's not for a Muslim, it's not for anyone. My page is for everyone. I teach sex, and that's what you're going to get. And he said, but don't you think you're in Nigeria? You can do this when you are abroad.
True.
And I said, the man who made the bulb, the world was not ready. when he made it. Today we all use it.
Yeah.
The man who made the plane, the world was not ready. I will continue. Nigerians will meet me there. I'm not in a hurry. Maybe when I was doing it for fun, I probably would have felt bad and stopped because my pastor had complained.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was a professor. After spending millions online to go to school. Reading midnight, doing meanwhile my classes were 4 a.m. because of the timing over
Time
there.
difference, yeah.
Now you want to tell me to do it a certain way so it will suit you. I always tell people, you have your church pastor, I'm a sex pastor. Bring it on. The chapter that these men will not talk about is a chapter God has given to me. Song of Solomon, they don't talk about it except during Valentine's Day or Love Day. So that's the chapter God has given to me. So you analyze the remaining parts. Let me analyze this. If you want to watch porn, go to the Bible. It's there. There are no stories. Go and check Song of Solomon. Most of the sex that happened in that page or in that part of the Bible was not done in the bedroom, under the vineyard, outside in the garden. He's very adventurous. God don't tell me they fuck for bedroom. Go and read your Bible very well. We decided to make it a coded thing. God has said explore. If you actually read Songs of Solomon and close your eyes and interpret what you have read, how he sucks on the boobs, how he pats the legs and goes down on the woman, you will understand that we are not having sex the way God has asked us to have sex. So, and somehow I feel like probably when we die, for the married ones, sex might be part of the criteria to enter heaven. So if not use your pussy well, what do you want to tell God? Why you marry?
I actually think, especially the older ones, I actually think they believe if you do the extraordinary, like you just explained, that is where you don't see heaven. The only people that will see heaven is the ones that do the missionary style.
But the question is, what's God's rule about sex in the Bible? He gave us only one rule.
Okay.
As long as both of you agree.
Consent.
That's the only rule. Consent. So if we decide to say now we want to, do you agree? I agree. God is with it too. There is no book in the Bible that says the vagina is a hole to penetrate. Go and search. There is no book that says the vagina is a hole. They do not tell you the mouth is the hole. They did not tell you what to do with the mouth. We concluded, because we know that if you put the penis into the vagina, you get pregnant. And the Bible said, multiply. Right? So for you to get pregnant, it has to be through the vagina. So why are we putting the prick into our mouth? Where did you get that from? They must supposed to use for praising God. Where they use and suck dick. They use and swallow.
It's even bad that even some people even still think that sucking dicks is sinful. Like,
A lot of people.
Yeah, there's still people that
apart
don't
from
believe.
sucking dick, a lot of people, there are people who feel that the moment you give birth, I've had cases like that. After childbirth, no more sex. Sex for them is for procreation. So now they have given birth, I don't want to sin again. I want to go to heaven. And so they denied. I have a pastor now. This was even a close friend, safe. He has not had sex in like 8 years now. And I'm telling him, one day you see your prick, you go pill him. You don't masturbate, you don't tire. One day you will cheat.
So what's the essence of masturbating when you cannot have sex?
Cannot, his wife is not giving him.
At the end of the day, you're still going to ejaculate.
And he's paying the guy because the guy married a virgin, thinking that, oh, Omo, I want to do it God's way. Now 5 years down the line, they have 2 kids, and she's saying no. She wants to go to heaven. So my guy has nobody. But I told her, say it's just a matter of time.
Is she saying no that she wants to go to heaven? Or
yes.
Maybe the dude is not doing it well?
No, she's saying that the Bible says sex is for procreation. So they are done with kids. They already have to. So there's no need for sex again.
Did the Bible really say that?
That's their own interpretation.
Yeah, Jesus
People
Christ.
interpret this Bible differently.
Yes, so.
You know, we interpret it to suit us. Sele will tell you, Moses, remove your shoe, so don't wear shoe.
Yeah.
Kerubu will tell you, wear the shoe, but don't wear it inside the church.
Yeah.
Sele will say, don't wear it at all.
Even the people that wrote the Bible wrote it to suit themselves.
Exactly. So let me fuck to suit myself. We will meet in here. I'm not in a hurry.
You know, it is interesting, at the same time intriguing, when you see how shy people get to talk about sex. It still bothers me.
But nobody talks to them about sex.
You
our parents don't talk about it.
Exactly where I'm going.
Right? And no one taught our parents.
Yeah.
Right? I watched one of these funny twins on Instagram where they asked their mom, what's your best sex position?
Yeah.
Like, eh?
Yeah, I saw it too.
Like,
yeah, I saw it too.
How? No, it's in the
yeah,
you know.
I saw it too.
But to that mother, those kids are old enough to know.
Yeah.
But she's shocked.
Why
Not
would
because,
they? Yeah.
why would
they
you want to
ask?
talk about sex?
Why would they even ask her?
What were you thinking of that would make you at this age think about sex? But these same parents tomorrow will make you walk down the aisle happy, hoping that you become a pro overnight for your husband, and they are expected to get pregnant. All they're after is pregnancy. They're not after the process. Are you really happy being laid? Are you happy riding his dick? Is he doing it well? Does he make you happy? No. They're just hoping that when you get married,
just get pregnant.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And so when you're not happy, one day, mistakenly, you just see somebody, one colleague, you are fine, I like your shoe. Before you know, he gives you a kiss, and then he gives you the right way, and then you're done.
And that's it.
I remember this lady came on my show one day, and Lolo, she said for the number of years she was married, she hated sex. Until when she left that marriage and she had just one experience, and she was like, Jesus, is this sex? So what was I doing all these years? So you see, it's not about how long, it's how well. When they do you right, oh God, 3 years down the line, you think of that scene and you're like, God, you will smell. So sex is a fantastic thing, but the thing is, nobody's teaching us. Primary school, they teach you only the vagina and the penis, which is even the wrong thing, because you can't see the vagina. I always tell my kids, whatever they tell you in school is wrong. They told my daughter, you have a vagina. I tell her, you have a vulva, because you can't even see your vagina. You can't see your vagina. It's inside. So what you can see is a vulva. Right? Sure. I tell my son, you have a penis. My 10-year-old now understands abstinence. She understands what condom means at 10. She understands that if you have sex, you will get pregnant. There's abortion. She has read books on
I say it all the time. I said there are two things I would like them to actually add in the school curriculum, right? Number one is sex education.
Sex is there,
but they don't.
Is in the curriculum,
but they don't teach them.
And they removed it.
Yes,
by themselves. But if you check the curriculum, there is full complete sex in the Nigerian curriculum. There is sex. Go to the Ministry of Education, go and check their booklet. There is sex. But you see, because we have so many religious people, they took it out. I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to. So what do you do?
For me, the same thing even applies to drugs too. That I tell my friends, I said, listen, drugs education, sex education is key when the kids are growing up. It is key. You have to. You cannot take it away from them, because they will explore at some point in their life and they will experience it.
See, no matter how good you are as a parent, if you train a very good child, the question is, do you have an idea who's going to be your child's partner in class? Do you have an idea who's going to be your child's playmate on the playground? Because those things, see, I've seen so many pastors, all they do in their house is Christian pages, Christian channels, Christian music. But you see, their children grow up to be lesbians. I had one on my show one time. She couldn't even come with her face. She had to wear a mask. She had to borrow a wig. She had to dress in a way. I'm like, girl, at least not before. She was like, no, if you know who I am, you will scream. If my parents know what I do, they will die. It's that bad. Then I questioned. I said, okay, how did you know about all this? You live in a Christian home, everything about it. She said, I've got friends. And then I ask questions nobody's willing to answer. So I have people who are answering me, and so they answer me and they let me taste it. And when I tasted it, it was sweet. And so that's where you get it wrong. My doctor asked me one time, said, Mommy, you said I can't have sex, so why am I reading this sex book? I said, because I'm preparing you. When you get to secondary school, you will meet people who are already having sex.
You meet boys.
And so they will tell you. You will meet girls who will tell you, oh, he kissed me and I like it. And so you're thinking. You meet people who will tell you, so you have not kissed. You don't even understand. At that point in time, you will make your decision. Do I want to follow them, or I want to follow the foundation my mother has laid? So if I don't lay the foundation for you now,
you will know
they will lay their own foundation for you, and you will follow it. So now that I'm making you understand, the cards are on the table. Pick yours. Either follow them, or you follow what I've taught you. Your decision.
But you've already prepared his or her mind for that to come. So there's no way she's gonna go wrong. Even when they bring it to her, she knows what this is. She'll tell you, I know what this is.
Exactly. You cannot. Exactly. She has told me she wants to see a corner. I said, don't worry. before you get into secondary school, I'll show you what a condom is. She actually wants to see a femdom, which is a woman's condom. I said one. I keep forgetting, but I know one day I'll buy it. I want to show her what it is.
Because you should have told me now. I could bring some.
Because the truth about it is, you see, those things we try to hide from them. We say don't have sex. Even their cartoons teach them premarital sex. Frozen, for instance, they kissed. They were not married when they kissed, and then you're telling your child not to kiss until you marry. You're saying the Bible said don't kiss until you get married. You do this, but the things they are watching is kissing before they marry. They are kissing at teenage age. They are kissing when they are dating.
I have a 5-year-old. I have an 8-year-old, and I have a 10. Right, and each time we're talking, they'll be like, my 5-year-old will be like, "Daddy, she has a girlfriend." So 5-year-old, she knows what a girlfriend is, even though she doesn't know what they don't know. But see, when you talk about sex or girlfriend, ew. Why are you saying ew when you don't know? When I was their age, when you say sex, I used to think boy and girl. But you see, go and tell a 5-year-old sex now, they'll tell you ew. Why are they not thinking of the male and female gender? Why? And so you want to still protect them from what? What they see on social media. A lot of parents watch Z-World. Z-World, they always fall in love. They kiss, they do everything, but they never get to marry. So in other words, you're telling your kids you can fall in love and do whatever you want to do, even if marriage doesn't come. Yet you're telling them not to do it. But you're teaching them. They're watching it. How many parents are actually kissing in front of their kids? How many parents are actually smooshing and sitting and touching themselves in front of their kids? For the children to understand that you do this in marriage, not what society says it should be. And so you want to teach them the word of God, but you're not showing them, you're not acting it for them to see. Kids are not listening to your words. They watch what you do. So many of us today say, my parents didn't teach me. How many of you saw your parents fuck, yet you fuck? We didn't see our parents fuck. True. We didn't see them kiss. That's a sacred.
But the number
you
of
cannot
body
see that. It's abomination. It is
and they warned us severally, don't have sex. But so many of us did before marriage.
Of course.
So why didn't you follow what they said? Because probably if they had told you that you see sex is sweet, but you need to wait till the right time, maybe you would have decided not to. But because they said don't do it, and you realized the first time you got a kiss, you felt a different way. You felt the goose pimples, and you're like, oh God, this is it. And then you couldn't even see. You're like, oh God, I love this guy. And someone will tell you not to do it again. Come on. So I tell my daughter, kissing is good. It's fantastic. It's sweet. Sex is great. But you see, there are things that comes with it. There's a gift that comes with it. So you probably might have an STI, which is a disease that might never go away again. You probably might get pregnant. You don't have money. You see all this, I want to buy pizza. You cannot afford pizza for your children. You will not afford diaper, wipes. No, you use water and cloth. So I painted the picture. Decide. And I always say that if perhaps in future by mistake you get pregnant, don't think of abortion. Come home. I will not kill you. You will give birth. When you are done, you go back to school.
Do you know how many?
But you will suffer the suffer.
Yeah. Do you know how many ladies have gone through serious pain, trauma, all because they got pregnant and they don't want people to know, they don't want their parents to know, and they will just go to a wacky doctor somewhere that will put shit into the into their system, and it affects them for the rest of their life. There's so many ladies like that.
And then the men go scot-free. You keep depositing sperm up and down, nobody's holding you to it. I tell my son, if you in future you impregnate a girl, you will stay back with her 1 year. Both of you will lose that 1 year. While she's pregnant, you will stay back at home. Because I won't let you bring down a girl and then you move on in life. That's what happens. Men don't feel anything. So women go through the pain. Some are dead today because of abortion. True. Some can never have kids because of just one mistake. Right? I remember that my mom would say, can't you be like this girl? Look at this, can't you be like her? When she got pregnant, I told my mom, can I be like her now? And the funniest thing was, it was just a one-time sex for her. Her first time. She got pregnant. Wow. And she didn't even know what to do. She couldn't even do an abortion. You would know that she was, you could tell that she was naive. But the thing is, don't compare your kids. The fact that you see your daughter amongst boys does not mean she's sleeping with all of them. She probably not even sleeping with anybody. She probably just
a free
the girl
soul
who's just free
Yeah.
with guys, right? But we judge them. Can't you see this person's daughter? Can't you see this person's son? Okay. It is well.
You know, you said something about how married women cheat on their husband with another women. Like, and I remember I said, I think that you guys understand your body way better than how men understand your body. Do you think that might be the reason why they prefer to go for their same sex than looking for another guy? Because I think we're scums and we're shitty anyway. So,
Not like you guys are scum, really. But you see, the thing with being bisexual or being a lesbian is, for a man, the level of touch you can't compare to the touch of a woman. Women are soft. We understand the texture. We understand the feeling. Men have thick lips. Most women don't have thick lips. Our lips are kind of soft. We understand the feeling. We understand how to hold or grab the nipple. Because I have one. So I know that if I press too hard, I will feel pain. So consciously or unconsciously, I know that, okay, I can't press that one too hard. Right? Women will make you... they will make you get an orgasm faster than a guy.
yeah.
Because they have the same thing. Right? And so these men don't know. See, most men just want to drill you to the end. They want their penis to go into the end. But you see, the power of sex is not the deep down part. Because the G-spot is close to the opening.
Yeah.
So the power of sex for most women is... That's why even when women, they finger themselves, our fingers are not as long as a dick. But we give more pleasure. So what tells you that the long dick that you insert inside to the end is the pleasure zone? No. Some women like it crazy. Yes, we get it. Some women like it deep. Yes, we get it. But you see, most times, you want them to squirt. You want them to do one or two things, get an orgasm. Don't go deep down. What are you looking for? What are you trying to put a hole inside? We don't need a hole. Just come to the end. Use your crown. Put it inside. Bring it out. Like, make her big. A lot of guys don't know how to. They don't know how to fuck. You know the thing of you're having sex with me and then I'm begging you for more. Like, there's a level to when a woman gets an orgasm. There's this level where you get to cry and laugh at the same time. You lose control. You are crying, tears is dropping, but you are laughing. You are running mad. You cannot control. You don't know how you're feeling anymore. There's also the level where you don't even understand your surroundings anymore. You're no longer on earth, but they are drilling you. So when you're done, it will take you time. You still have another level where when the man is done, he has ejaculated, he's done with, he's not even touching you, but mentally you're still being fucked, and so you're still feeling the dick till you get another orgasm without being touched again. Come on. There's level to sex.
So when I'm glad you actually mentioned G-spot.
Yeah.
I personally think it's different. Like G-spot for the feminine is not the same spot. People have different spot. Like, or maybe we see it as G-spot. Maybe that's not what it means, because some girls will tell you my G-spot is inside my hair. Some will tell you my G-spot is under my armpits. Some will tell you my G-spot is, So is there a default point?
So we all have one G-spot in the same area, right? So for instance, let's talk about the palm. Every woman has a palm. We all have 5 fingers, right? So it's like saying our G-spot is the same area but in different location. That's the mystery.
Okay.
The same area, different location.
Okay.
So when you insert your finger into, most of when you check online, so online you won't get the full details, or like when you go into a classroom. When you check online, they tell you put your finger in and fickle backwards, right?
Fickle backwards.
Sometimes if you do like that for 1 year, nothing will happen because you're not doing the right spot. So the G-spot is there, but it's not visible. She has to be well stimulated, which means she has to be turned on. She has to be wet. Now, when she's wet, her vaginal walls will swell up. When it swells up, the G-spot becomes obvious. The same way the clitoris will swell up, the labia will swell up, every part of when she's turned on and you give her well, you suck her well. Sometimes your clitoris can double. You're like, I just want it back immediately. By the time you look at it, like, what? Am I this huge? Right? Now, with the G-spot, for some women, it's 1 inch inwards. And so if you do this, you have passed it. For another woman, it could be 2 inch inwards. For the third woman, it could be 3 inch. So it's within 1 to 3 inch inwards. So that's the mystery. So you need to find out now, where is her own? Is she on 1 inch level, 2 inch level, or 3 inch level? And so when you just keep doing this, most times you probably are not even doing the right. You're not doing the right place. That's why we always say use the crown of the penis, because the crown of the penis is within 1 to 3 inch. And so wherever it is, it will touch. Just taking the crown and bring it out. Taking the crown and bring it out. Taking the crown and bring it out. It's different from just going deep. Because by the time you go deep, you have passed the G-spot itself.
Wow. So all those ladies that says that G-spot is in their ears, they don't get it.
What they probably mean is their Eurogenial zones. So we also have Eurogenial zones.
Eurogenial zones.
Yes.
Apart from
G-spot. So we have the clitoris, which is around the vulva, right? The upper part of the vulva. We have the G-spot. We have the A-spot. A-spot is inside. G-spot is close to the entrance of the vagina walls. A-spot is deep inside. So that can also give you another orgasm on its own, right? They have the Eurogenial zones. Now, Eurogenial zones are parts where various parts of your body that are sensitive. So for some men, you have the back of your ear. If they kiss the back of your ear alone, you get turned on. If they suck on your ear, you get turned on. For some, if they stick their tongue into your ear, you get turned on.
Yeah.
If they kiss your thighs, you get turned on. Here, they suck on your fingers, you get turned on. Suck on your toes, the back of your knee, So your thighs. Some people, their cheekbone, their bum cheek is another turn on for some people. Some people, their back, the back, the lower part of their neck is another Eurogenial zone. So the question is, what part of your body is your Eurogenial zone? Some people is their scalp.
Yeah.
Once you just
So
put
it's not
your
necessarily
fingers.
G-spot at the end of the day.
No. No. G-spot is just one place, but in different points.
Do men have G-spots too?
Some people say they do. But I say yes, they do.
Oh.
But it's in the asshole. And so what you do is you ejaculate. But men also get an orgasm. They're two different things. So you wonder what
men have orgasms.
You wonder what gay people, what are they enjoying?
Yes, we wonder.
Yeah, they get orgasm, and so the pleasure there is higher than your ejaculation. So they have a prostate gland.
For your life, no, they laugh like me. Don't ever laugh at me like that again, man.
So they have a prostate gland in the asshole. You could also get to it through the perineum, which is the spacing between your balls and your asshole, right? There's a space there. So if you put pressure on that part and you stimulate well, you probably might get to the prostate gland. If not, if you insert your hand into the asshole and you stimulate, so when you stimulate it, we call it milking. You milk the prostate gland, right? So when you milk it, they get well stimulated, they get an orgasm. And so they also have a special feeling that is higher. It's like saying women get an orgasm and we squirt. Squirt is higher. It's a higher pleasure than orgasm. They're not age mate at all.
Oh yeah?
No, they're not.
I didn't know that. I thought
No.
orgasm is I know some ladies do squirt, but I thought orgasm is the height.
No, orgasm like a younger brother.
Oh yeah?
No. Squirt, squirt will drain you. Squirt, you will need all your energy. Orgasm, it can just come. Sometimes it takes energy, but you cannot compare squirting to orgasm.
What's the proper way to make a woman squirt?
Rule number one: she has to know her body.
She has to tell you, right?
She has to know her body, right? You can also make her squirt. Like I said, stimulating the G-spot is one way. Another thing is you might stimulate well. You probably are good in what you're doing. But what if she's not letting go? So a lot of women, when they get to a point during sex or during stimulation, they feel like they want to pee. And so they say, wait, they go to the bathroom. That's squirting that was coming. So they shut it down because they don't want to pee in bed. They don't want to mess up. But it's not urine.
I've experienced that before.
It's not urine.
No.
So I always tell women, use the bathroom before you engage into anything. You see, whilst engaging, your body would stimulate itself and will produce the squirt back into the bladder. So if you had urine there before, urine will come out first before the squirt will come out. That's how I would say, take out everything. So now your body is retaining its own water, and then you can squirt. Because urine and squirt comes out from the same hole. The same channel. But you can't compare orgasm to squirting. For what now? How can you compare father and son? No.
Father and son?
No.
Is that much of a gap?
No, you can't.
Oh,
you can't
Lord, the Moses. Oh, Lord, the Moses.
Though some orgasm can come like squirt, but you won't see the water come out. So with orgasm, you get wet inside the vagina. When you insert your finger, you see the wetness. Sometimes it comes out and you can see it draw, depending on the extent of how her body, produces, right? But with squirt, you see it come out. It can come out in trinkles. It can come out. It can gush. If you really want to squirt for a woman, I tell them drink water like 30 minutes before. So what you watch porn stars do, they drink loads of water. And so when they are squirting, it's as if they are peeing. They have taken enough water, so they calculate the timing when they know that the water would have settled in their body, and when they get stimulated, they gush all over. So you can actually squirt as wild as you want, but take a lot of water. Prepare yourself, be ready for it, so that you know that you're wetting everywhere. But even if you don't take water, if you're well stimulated, imagine you squirting back to back now, like 5-6 times. You're just gushing out water. You're gushing out water. When you are done, you can't sleep on that bed. They don't burn you. You have to move to one side and say, okay, you know what, baby, take this side, or you move to the floor. Those that understand will understand. If you are there, you know. You can't sleep. There's no way.
Wow.
And sometimes you get so crazy that when you squirt, unconsciously you squirt at different points. Because when you squirt, you're trying to run away from being stimulated again. Right? You're jumping to another part of the bed, and then you get to squirt again. Before you know it, everywhere is, That's I told you. I said it's not urine, because I've never had to bring my mattress out my balcony for it to dry. If not, I'm sure my room should be smelling of urine by now. I'm very sure, but it's not. So it's not.
So, wow. We really don't know much, though. I'm telling you.
So the thing is, we don't explore enough. And even women and men don't know what their bodies can do. We have no idea how much our body can give or take when it comes to sex. Because we've been boxed up when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
Don't do this. I watched a movie yesterday, Love Unleashes. It's a new movie on Netflix, on BDSM. Anybody that wants to go into BDSM, you want to be a submissive, or you need to watch them, because he explained it in details. Master.
It's like, yeah, I once had a BDSM lady on the show. She was phenomenal. Like, every bit of the conversation was so interesting.
Exactly.
She's so vast in it. She knows in and out.
You need to get trained in it.
What's her name again? The BDSM lady.
Mysterious Lola.
Yeah, Lola Mysterious.
Lola, I think I know her. I think she's been on my show.
She's been on the show.
Yeah.
Well versed.
But people like that are not really known here. Because people like, what's that? You're a bad person, right? And so a lot of people just buy BDSM kits. They go into it without understanding.
Yeah.
I also used to think BDSM is just do. When I did online courses on BDSM, I knew that no. There are levels to it. It's like saying you want to have sex, you kiss, you massage, you finger. The same thing in BDSM. You don't just dive into it. BDSM is a journey, and they used to heal people actually. Not the fear. No, not what movies are telling you. What 50 Shades? No. With BDSM, you can actually, if you have trauma, maybe from rape, they can actually heal you, because they help you bring out the real you. With BDSM, you feel 100% pleasure. So, for instance, when we kiss, right? Whilst I'm kissing you, I'm either closing my eyes or opening my eyes. And so whilst I'm kissing you, I'm also calculating. I want to put my hand behind your neck. I don't want to put my fingers in your eyes. I want to grab you. I don't want to grab you too much. So I'm not paying 100% attention. But with BDSM, when your hands are tied, right, they shut down your sense of touch. And so you are forced not to touch anything, but taking the pleasure. If they shut your sense of sight, you are forced to feel. Now, when your sense of sight is gone, what happens? Your sense of feeling goes higher, right? A blind man, when they hear your voice or you move, they can tell you. They can't see you, but other senses is higher, right? That's what BDSM does. So it gives you 100%. If you get an orgasm during BDSM, it's not the number of orgasm you get now. No, now you are still dealing with your body 40%. You want a full orgasm, or you want to squirt fully, where you cannot say no, and then you're squirting, you are begging them to stop, they are not stopping, and then you are going crazy and you are squirting over and over again. Come on. There are levels to it. There are levels to it.
So basically, people that actually do all that, right, they experience an higher level of REM more than just normal orgasm and squirting that regular people.
It's not for everyone.
Whoa.
It's not for everyone. Imagine your eyes being shut down. You're wearing a blindfold and somebody's massaging you, sucking your toes, sucking your fingers. You will feel every pleasure. You will feel everything. Or you are tied down, you can't move, and then you are begging. They are giving you head. You cannot run away. You cannot close your legs. You cannot do anything, and then you are begging. Oh God, it is well.
Even the head thing. See, guys, you will have to send in some badges for this personal episode, because I'm representing you all. Even the head, right? I've met a couple of girls that we got talking, and they'll be like, Nigerian guys doesn't even know how to give head. They don't know how to do it. They do it wrongly. Is there a particular format to give a woman head?
There are different techniques. I always like to use the word techniques. The reason why I can't say a particular way to do it is because different women like it differently, right? Now, when we say techniques, some women like it soft. Some women like it hard. Some women like it extra hard.
Okay.
So when I say soft, with soft you can use the tip of your tongue, right, to lift. For some women, that's it for them. For some women, like, what are you doing? Okay, if you will suck me now.
When you say lift, you mean lift the clit?
Lift the clit, yes. For some women, use your teeth to grab and pull, or use your inner lips to pull and suck them in, depending on what they want. But the main techniques that I would say we should do is, one, before you go to the clitoris itself, the first thing is go around it. The zero technique. Play around it. Put your hand, in the labia, pat the labia, play like Moses did the Red Sea, play around it. You are building pleasure, you are building tension. Don't just go, Uncle, calm down. Make her beg, make her mourn, make her feel you. Like, let her be the one to be forcing that do this thing, and you're like, don't rush, calm down. Calm down. When you are done, there's also the peace out technique, where you do your hand like peace out, and then you slide in between. The clitoris comes in between, and you go up and down. You can take it from up down, but with this you need a lubricant or oil. You take it from up down, or you take it from down up, in between the labia and out. Just play around it. Leave the main thing. See, the sensitivity of a clitoris, because the clitoris extends not just there, it goes down. That's what people don't understand. Let me explain something to you.
Okay. You bought some stuffs for me?
So, okay. Right. So, this is the clitoris, right? And so, rather than, you want to come and learn?
Emmanuel.
Why are you leaving your position now?
He wants to get the...
Are you sure? Or you want to see it yourself to be sure? Right?
Okay.
So, this is the clitoris. So, a lot of times, men just... Right? Calm down. Use your peace sign to take it. You can open the labia and go, right? Depending on the kind of labia she's got. So these two are the labias, right? Some women have their own out already. They have different designs. Now, for some other women, you can grab the labias together and pull nicely. Depending on the kind of design, there are so many designs that God has created. So it's not about she has slept with several people and her labia is falling. No. There are people with soft, natural skin. Even when they walk on the street with pants, you see their bum shaking. It's not that they slept with people, but that's their body. And there are people with very thick skin. When they walk, their bum no go ever shake, no matter how much they try. It's the thickness of their skin, right? Now, so rather than just come, now we also have what we call the clitorial hood. For some women, they have like a hoodie on their clitoris. Now, for some women, if you stimulate just the hood alone without touching the clitoris, they are gone for. They are gone for. Now, in as much as we have a clitoris here, for some women, the hood is their power engine. Now, the clitoris extends beyond, it's there behind this labia to the end. So what you have here is it's like, say when you stand by the window and you're looking, this is the fifth floor, right?
Yeah.
I want to look down. When I put my head outside, people won't see the part of my body. They only see my head when they're downstairs, right?
Yeah.
But my body is there.
Oh.
So with the clitoris, what you see is just the head. You have the hands and the legs
that's
behind.
An extension
That's
behind
why
the labia.
even when you don't come here and you touch here, you are still touching part of the clitoris because it goes beyond. It's long. That's why I say when they do circumcision and they cut this place off, they have not pulled out the ones behind here. They are not cutting you off totally. But because we've been circumcised, we believe that are not. No, except they cut it and they pull the ones behind out, which we barely do in this part of the world. They do in some other part of the world.
Really?
They put, yes. In all those I don't want to call. You know, they pull it out, right? They pull it out totally, and then they join these two together, leaving a little hole. So when it's time for them to give birth, they cut them open again for them to have kids. So those ones cannot. They probably cannot get an orgasm. They can with other parts, but not with the clitoris. But most women get with the clitoris. That's what I'm saying. It's not until you come here. When you suck on this alone, she will feel. When you suck on this alone, she will feel. Now, for some other women, the side of the clitoris, now there are four sides to the clitoris. You have the hood, that's the upper part. You have the lower part, you have the left and the right, right?
Okay.
Now, for some women, if you stimulate the right side or the left side, they get an orgasm faster than when you stimulate the other side. For some women, when you stimulate the hood, they get orgasm. Meanwhile, for other women, when you just lift up their clitoris like this, they are gone for. So the question is, what part of your woman's clitoris do you need to stimulate more? Because if you do the right part in 2 seconds, orgasm is everywhere. If you do the wrong part, she will get an orgasm, but it will take a longer time. And so you are saying, you are doing everything. Uncle, calm down. That's why when a woman uses sex toys,
why can't like guys actually have these conversations with their woman and ask, okay, where is the point you want?
Because most women don't even know.
Most women don't even know.
They don't know. So for those who use sex toys, so for instance, let's talk about the wand, right? There's wand, there's bullets. So bullets are the small ones, right? So for those who use, let me show you what a bullet is. Someone talked about it not so long. So with this now, for a woman who will use this, right, it's small but mighty.
Is this thing that is turning on your own?
Yes.
Turning on your own.
It's powerful. Very powerful. Now, some women will want to use this and they just place it here and they do like this. That means that their clitorial hood is their power point.
The hood.
The hood.
Yeah.
They just like this and then they get an orgasm immediately. Some women will just take it round. Some women will just put it inside like this and lift it up like this. Right? So in other words, if you use a sex toy, you should be able to say, this part of my clitoris turns me on faster. But for those who don't, use your hand, stimulate yourself. When you are baiting, not be every time you will carry spawn this scrub. And sometimes use your hand to stimulate. Find out, and you find that a lot of women, when they say they are baiting and they are using the they're in the shower, they're doing something else. Because the pressure that comes out of the shower faucet is powerful. And so when you put it on your clitoris, it's as good as using a vibrator. Forget it. When they put it in the highest, where it comes out very small, the water comes out very small but very hard. When they put their clitoris, forget it. Women are getting mad orgasm with that thing. Mad orgasm with that thing. I once had a friend who said, so spice, na mistake, na bait I did bait when I felt that thing, and then ever since then she stays longer in the bathroom. She cannot come and kill herself. When you have a man who is not doing it right, and you have ordinary, that can give you in few seconds. You will bait. You always bait. One night you are baiting. You will bait it out. So when you bait and you feel good, you come out and sleep. You can't stress. But you see, for someone like that who has had an orgasm in the bathroom, and then you come on hand, you are trying to touch, it probably might not work.
Yeah.
Because the clit at that point is already sensitive, so it probably might not work. But if you are good and she understands her body, she probably can get an orgasm again.
Wow.
Because women can get you can get multiple orgasms. Most times when people give us one, you are done. You feel you have done. What have you done? Just one. When your mates are giving 10 back to back.
But I mean, based on experience too, right? If you have a fantastic sex with a woman, the resting point is always the orgasm point. Once the orgasm, they tell you they are tired, they cannot go again.
It depends. So the thing is, you need to understand who you're dealing with.
And then again, sorry to cut you. Then again, we as guys, right? Once we ejaculate, we believe we are done, right? Maybe we need to rest and kickstart again.
Of course.
But once that ejaculation comes, that's it. So many of us have the same mindset. Okay, when she orgasms, she's done.
So for some women, when they orgasm, they are done.
Right?
So women like that always say, do every other thing minus giving an orgasm. Because if you are trying to say, let me please her first, and she gets an orgasm first, she probably will not even let you penetrate. She's not ready for that. It's just like saying you ejaculate and I'm saying, yeah, come and fuck me after. Right?
Yeah, now
you know that your penis has joined. Like, no. Jobless, come and fuck me. I want you to fuck me now. It will look insane.
Yeah.
And it will take me a lot of work to get you back on track. Because I will need to do a lot of stimulation for your blood to start flowing back again. Yes. And I will get tired and I'll feel like, oh, he doesn't love me. Right? So if you have a woman whom you know that, okay, the moment she gets an orgasm, that's the end. Let orgasm be the last. Orgasm does not mean during penetration. It does not mean giving head. You can finger her to orgasm. You can stimulate her to orgasm. Penetrate her, drill her, do every other thing. Then give her orgasm, knowing that when she gets it, she passes out straight. She's gone. Right? And then I always say this, nobody has given us rule to kiss first before penetration. That's the annoying part. Who taught you to kiss her before you penetrate? Who told you have to finger me or give me head before you penetrate? Why can't you just grab me by the door and give it to me? And then when you are done drilling me, you give me head and then you finger me and we'll go back to kiss and we'll go back to drilling again. Who gave us rule of where to start and where to end sex? There are no rules. We give ourselves rule because we have watched in porn. Most of you watch porn, they kiss first.
And in movies,
No.
It always starts with the kiss, then touch, then
me.
End up.
What if you give me head and you come back to kiss me and then you go down on me again? There are no rules to sex. Well, the Bible did not give any rules to sex, so now we give ourselves. So change it.
Wow. So all these toys, right? How effective are they when it comes to marriage? Is it really, because so many people actually demonize things like this, right?
Well, that's their business, and I don't really blame them. Is the society?
Is the society? Yeah.
What they told us. Now, so I've got this in the house, right? And my kids have access to them.
They have access to them.
They see them.
They see them. Okay.
Now, mentally, this is, or these two are massagers. Right, if you're having neck pain, back pain, you put it on and you put it there, it helps stimulate the blood, blood flow and all. Now, when my kids have backache or something is wrong with them, my kids say, Mommy, where is your massager? So they pick it and they use. So to them, it's just a massager. This is the safest sex you can have around children. Right? They're having back pain. Mommy, my back is aching. Maybe I go and bring it. Let's use. Mommy, let me massage your body. They put it on and put all on my body and they do on me, right?
Okay.
But you see, at night, Daddy and Mommy knows that it's beyond a massager. It's a lifesaver. It's a life giver. It gives life. So with this, he's drilling you, or I'm on top of him, and this is on my clitoris. Tell me I no go fuck well. When this is making me crazy, turning my clit upside down, and then I'm riding.
So don't mix things up. While he's drilling you.
Okay, so this does not go inside the vagina at all. It stays on the clitoris.
While he is inside the vagina.
So whether he's doing doggy or he's doing missionary, he's on top, right? His dick is inside. He's drilling me, and this is on the clitoris, right? It could also be under his balls.
And that is not going to affect his own process of coming in and coming out.
So it helps it doesn't, right? It helps the blood flow faster for men. It gives you fuller erection. it helps you stay longer because of the vibration. So if you don't want to do this for men, you can do this, which is a cock ring. You wear this. When you wear this, you last longer, you stay fuller. Even when you ejaculate, your penis won't drop immediately, because the vibration is still letting the blood pump. It's the blood that is making you have an erection, right? So the blood is still pumping. So with this, you are good to go. Now, if I use this by myself to masturbate, the orgasm I will get is just a normal, let's say normal 40% kind of orgasm. But when my husband uses this, so if you have a partner who uses a toy on you, the orgasm you get is higher than what you get by yourself. Because the moment you get to by yourself, you're like, I'm done. Right? But when your partner uses on you, even when you get an orgasm and he does not take it out, you might move from orgasm to squirting, because the sensitivity and the pressure on your clitoris at that point is very high, and so it moves it from orgasm to squirting.
Wow.
So one of the ways you can get to squirt faster is via
let your partner use the toy on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if he's not putting it in the right place, because of course, remember I talked about the upper part, the side. You put your hand as well, put it in the part that you know turns you on more, and then when you get your orgasm, remove, let him continue with that place. You will go mad. You will go mad. They're not about you. So it's double pleasure when you're being stimulated. You can also be riding him. You're seated on him. You are riding forward and backward, and you put it underneath his balls. So the balls is vibrating and the dick is working.
His balls.
Yes.
Is vibrating.
So it's not like just a woman's pleasure thing, right? You can also suck on one nipple and it's on the other nipple, or it's on the nipple and then you're riding him. So it's a couple's pleasure thing. It's not just only the woman. No, until do it. Once they are done, before you go and clean them and come and you're like, he's gone. See, until you get to a point where they will drill you as a man, and then you don't even know when you ejaculate. You will ejaculate, but you're not sure if you did ejaculate until you wake up the next morning, and then you ask, did I come? I want to do any. I want to do a brain or normal more. You don't even understand. Ha. You push your fuck, there's no sex in heaven. Fuck. Hey God. Oh Jesus.
Wow.
And then to all of you that call Jesus, as if he's the one drilling you, ask for forgiveness. Stop calling Jesus. You say, oh baby, oh True. Jesus, oh
True.
Oh
my
if
God.
you see Jesus in your bedroom, can you continue be shouting Jesus as if he's your mate?
Wow. So how does this work?
So this, you wear it.
How?
You wear it. One stays under the. It has two rings. One stays under the ball. One stays on the ball. Now you can as well remove this, which is this.
Okay.
Right. In case you don't feel like wearing it, so the woman can put it on your balls while she's riding, or she can even, when giving you a blowjob, use to stimulate your penis. So you see, there's pleasure.
But you know that all these things will make a man come quick, though. And men, we don't like to come quick.
Says who?
Says men.
They are not using well. See, their techniques. See, I always tell women,
but
when you say a man comes too quick,
okay,
right? I don't blame men every time. The question is, do you understand your man enough to cut him off when he's about to come?
To cut him off?
Yes, when he's about to come.
You cannot cut the man off when he wants to come. So, see, you know we are the one there. When the thing is coming like this, it's like highway.
Exactly.
You cannot block the highway.
No, so there are techniques to everything, right? When it's coming on the highway, or that, whether high speed or whatever, right? It's a process. Number one, before you get to that high speed, your breathing pattern will change. I know you're about to come. And so the moment I sense that your breathing pattern has changed, but why you need to come? I cut you off straight, I bring out your penis. And then you're like, why now? Guy, wait. I give you a few seconds, perhaps go to your nipples, touch your balls, whatever, so that the blood can go back a little. And I start to ride again. I start to build the pleasure again. When you get to a point again, I cut you off again. It can be very annoying to a lot of men. But you see, you will not ejaculate until I'm ready for you to come. Because I know you. Because I understand you. So a lot of women need to get to that point of understanding who they are dealing with. What is breathing pattern like? What are the signs he gives when he's about to come? A lot of you, once you're about to come, you pat your mouth, you close your eyes, or you look up, you can't find your eyeballs again, or you start to grab the sheets. Like, you start to do things, your energy starts to show.
And some men actually scream.
Exactly. The worst part, when his hands are on your neck and he wants to ejaculate, please remove it fast.
Because only
he will not think you're coming. Oh, it's a lie. Oh, you're asking for air. You are breathing so that you don't die. And the guy will not leave you until he ejaculates, because he does not even know what he's doing. He does not know how much energy he's passing to your neck. And so before you get to that point, I know you're about to get there, and I cut you off. It's training. I told you technique.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I teach in how to last longer in bed. If you want to control your man, you can control him. The one that people will say, I traveled 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, because that's I came quick because I missed you.
Yeah.
I tell myself I missed you too. But guy, honestly, my husband knows. So most times, if I want to stay on top, he doesn't allow me, because he knows that I'm going to cut him off. And so sometimes he pins me that when he knows that he has gotten to the point, but you're my 2 years doing this, and you say, I don't miss Sarawani. It's not possible. So it's a matter of understanding your techniques. What are those things you do? How do I know that you're about to come? When your breathing pattern starts to change, I know. So I tell women, breathe the way he's breathing. He's breathing in, breathe out. Breathing, if he's breathing in, breathing as well. If he's breathing out, breathe out as well. The moment you know that it has changed, you know that, but what is it? Right? The moment his energy starts to increase, it comes out of his body gradually. Know that something, he's feeling it. And so you know.
But many of, I mean, speaking for my bros now, right? Many of us don't want to stop that transition at that time.
That's not my business now. You don't want to, but I still want to be fucked more. Aren't you selfish? And so when we call you 2 minutes men now, you know.
Yeah, that's why they're calling you people Indomie.
Hey. So rather than me calling you Indomie, let me help you cook you into rice. So I cut you off, we start all over again. I cut you off, we start all over again.
Sometimes when you cutting off, cannot even work.
Oh.
But I think in my own understanding, I don't want to use the word experience. I think it's possible as a man for you to actually cut yourself off.
You can.
You can actually hold
You
back.
can.
And I think as a guy, if you try to hold back, let's say 2 or 3 times during sex, you can actually last much more longer. You'll be the one to.
You can desensitize. I use the word desensitize. You can desensitize yourself from not coming.
Yes.
There's also the traffic light technique. When to insert, when not to insert, and how to insert. When a woman gets an orgasm. So one of the reasons why we get angry is this. I'm giving people too much.
You guys get angry a lot.
You people. When a woman gets an orgasm, it takes few seconds for her to transition from that orgasm phase to penetration phase. A lot of men don't know that.
No. But we just talked about orgasm is like the height of the regular sex.
Yeah.
So once they're done orgasm, they don't want to do anything again.
Not all. Just few women have that experience.
Okay.
Now, there are loads of women, once they get an orgasm, immediately want you to penetrate them. Or immediately, no, they don't want to. Immediately, a lot of men just, once she gets an orgasm, you bring her to dick and you insert, you start fucking. And so it takes.
So.
You are talking from experience. Your own experience is when she gets an orgasm, she does not want sex again. But it's not the same with a lot of women.
No, what I'm saying is, being wet.
Yeah.
Is different from orgasm.
Yes.
Right. Most women, based on what we read and things we've seen, when they are wet, that is when they are ready for penetration.
Yeah.
Right. Then when the penetration gets to the point of orgasm, that's like the final point. That's like I think this is the way most people understand that process.
So that's not the final point for women. Because we can get an orgasm at least back to back 10 times. You guys can only ejaculate once.
So when you penetrate and she get the orgasm and relaxed, or
she doesn't have to relax.
Then you.
So the thing is when a woman, for some women, when they get an orgasm, right, it takes few minutes for them to move from that orgasm phase to penetration phase. But because she has had an orgasm, maybe with you giving her head or you fingering her, immediately she does that, right? She gets the orgasm. You bring her your prick and insert your dick and you start to drill, right? Now, by the time she transitions into the penetrative phase. Uncle Tida.
Yeah.
And so she's fucking angry. So rather than insert, when she gets an orgasm, go back to stimulation so that she can calm down and prepare her. So that by the time you're inserting and she's taking your drilling, you are both on the same level. So even when you ejaculate, she won't be as angry as she would when she's still here and then you're here. So by the time she gets here, you are falling her hand. You're like, have you finished? But I've not felt. You'll be like, but I've been drilling you since. No, me don't feel anything, man.
Yeah, but I also think many men don't even experience that orgasm level before they get into this kind of encounter.
They start to drill.
Like when she's wet,
yeah,
right? It penetrates, right? After 2-3 stroke, it comes. I'm speaking for you, bro.
They catch you on the road.
You get it comes.
So at what point does she get an orgasm?
And she never does, and she gets angry.
And that's for those who don't know their job. See, most times I try not to blame men, even though I don't like you people. I try not to blame you, because the question is, who is teaching you? Nobody. So whatever information you have now is based on the number of people you have slept with. You have learned 1 or 2 things from them. But you see, it's going to shock you that if you have somebody tomorrow, all the things you have learned might not work with her.
For her.
And then you are wondering, with all my
experience,
you can sleep with 1,000 women and you're still not good in bed. Not be by who fuck pass. Now who understand technique. That's the thing about certain people don't know. When you watch porn, a lot of you watch porn because the moment you're watching porn, you're wet already. God, the way she touched that nipple. But you're not asking yourself, why did he twitch her that way? Why did he bring out his penis after stroking to rub and insert back? Because even porn stars, they desensitized. They don't want to come on time. They cannot come until director says, oh yeah, ejaculate. One or beer that they are paying you for it. So how come porn stars know how to hold ejaculation and you call yourself a man, you cannot?
But what I think many believe is most of them are on drugs.
Not all of them.
Yeah, most.
There are some who are not on drugs, who understand techniques. Go and check those who teach real sex on Instagram. Most of them used to be porn stars, and they will teach you. Those who teach about orgasm, I'm talking about Nigerians, right? Those who teach real sex and techniques, they used to be porn stars. Because porn stars have slept with practically almost only God knows how many number. I remember they used to do one competition that time. I can't remember the name. That was when I used to, learn from documentaries and all. So what they do every year is they want to see the highest number of dicks you can take at a point in time. The last time I watched that competition was 1,001 to 1 woman. So you have guys do audition. So all of you would be ready. She's there on the table. Oil, lubricants, plenty things. So you come do 1 second, move. Next person, inside one vagina. And she gets a trophy. Only porn stars do that. There are so many sex programs all around the world. You don't have in Nigeria, where you can go and learn spanking techniques, where you can go and learn a lot of things, anal techniques. We don't have them here. Where you go and then you are probably half naked and all to learn certain things. You go and sit down, draw people naked. We don't have them here. We don't. Because even when they want to come, people who really want to come, they will tell you, can we do in a coded way where nobody will see me come in and go out?
Yeah. It's still the stigmatization.
We have a lot of sex parties going on every month. We have a lot of swingers party going on every month. So who are we deceiving? Talondo Tani. Go and check online. Nigeria is one of the top countries that watch porn.
Of course.
And yet now we they get church party. Now they go. So now only me they watch porn. So who are the people that let's agree me they watch porn. Okay. So who are my teammates that are watching with me? You see people watch porn inside church. People use church data to watch porn. God. Ew, God is.
So what do you think about things like having multiple partner threesome, things like that at the time?
Well, one thing I always say, whatever works for you. There are people who are not monogamous, and you can't force them to. There are I've seen couples who tell me, so we need another couple. This one's husband and wife agree that we need another person,
like swingers.
Do you understand?
Right? Yeah.
There are couples who tell me, do you know where I can get a sex party and all? There are people like that. You cannot force anyone to do what you think is right, because your right would not be my right. The reason why we say monogamy is because of religion. No? Go and check it. Your culture did not teach you monogamy.
If I talk now, they will say
culture did not teach us monogamy.
I'm talking. I say this all the time.
A king can marry as many. See that man, that old fair man.
Yeah.
Marrying all the fair girls that young girls are supposed to marry.
Yeah. I tell them
at what age with all these shrinked dicks, and you're wondering, Baba kill and do. But that's because he's a king. A chief will tell you I can marry 2, 3.
Yeah.
In those days, women used to marry more than one. In African culture, I hear that women used to marry women in African culture. Now, the thing about that was people couldn't define if there were sexual issues amongst them, but women could marry women in those days.
Oh, yeah.
There are parts of the world where before you can be a man, right? This was when I was doing my online courses. Before you can be a man, you have to suck a man's dick. See, there are so many cultures you don't even want to go into. So the number of dicks you suck, the number of sperm you take in, determines the kind of power you would have. And so men in that place marry men. Yes, for you to be a man, for you to move from a young guy to manhood, you have to suck dicks. And so it's like a ceremony where you suck different dicks.
Wow.
And so we frown at we are here frowning at this one is sleeping with this one. What's your business? There are people who do it as a culture.
Like there are people that naturally that monogamy thing. I still can't wrap my head around it.
I remember watching this movie. What's the name of this movie now? The More the Merrier. It's a movie on Netflix. It was like going to a sex club where you can sleep with anybody.
Yeah.
And I looked at my mom and said, come on. Like play. Now you go fuck till I die. Mama said, hey now. It's me now. I said, hey. I said, so now me go fuck till you die. I'm like, are you sure? Can't I? I said, you can. You can. But if you do, I can as well. We are in this together. Because society expects that a man can do and a woman cannot. But I always tell women, the reason why a man would walk over you and feel you cannot is because you give him the right, the attitude to feel you cannot. When you know you're a fine girl, you're out there. I'm wearing shorts now. I don't know where I did. You know, say I just did here. But in his mind, I came for an interview, right? He doesn't know what I'm doing.
True.
So there has to be that trust, right? And when you don't put yourself down, I tell one and say, see, after 2 kids, I be fine chico. If I enter club, nobody will know that I born children for house.
True.
It's how you place yourself. You won't see me tie double wrapper. No, I wear my knicker and I wear my boots or I wear my heels and I'm gone. I see the town. You toast me, I look you tell me say I'm fine. Yes, thank you. It doesn't matter whether I wear ring or not. People go do. I see so many of them.
True.
It's a decision. Now, but people will judge people like me because I wear shirt. Like, this one, I share
yeah.
But you see those who cover up, I have them. You cannot see their neck. You cannot see their feet. You cannot see their hands.
And they are
you
bad.
Move from home, stay in hotel all through the day till evening and come back home. And then what are we saying? So the truth about this is you decide what works for you. If you want to have a threesome, see when it comes to all this kind of talk, I always remove my religion out of it.
Yes.
You know,
I think
this is me as a sex coach.
That's nothing to do with
religion wise, yes, my Bible is against it. But as a sex coach, it's not in my power to tell you what to do and what not to do. My job is to help you. You want to have a threesome, okay? My job is to help you analyze, okay, how do you do it? What are the good and the bad things you need to understand about this journey? What if you go into it and you like that other person more than your partner? What if your partner likes that person more than you?
Yeah, I think that's what scares most women. Because sometimes when you're having the conversation, I'd be like, it's not bad, but what if you not finish now? You now like her more than me.
But the thing is, who says threesome has to be 2 women and a man? If not that you guys are being stingy. Who says threesome can be 2 guys and me? But you see, no man go on bring another man in bed to fuck your wife. But you are hoping that will bring another babe to fuck you. And then when they now sideline you, the way they did in this the More the Merrier movie. So 2 couples came together hoping that they could, swap each other, only for the men to be left alone. The women took themselves and they were fucking themselves, and they were like, this was not the agreement. But the women find joy in themselves.
Wow.
Do you understand? So even if you bring a woman into the bedroom and we have a threesome, what makes you think she won't give me better head than you? What makes you think I won't fall for her and go after her and not want your own again?
True.
So people should stop deceiving yourself.
True.
There are so many bisexual women out there. So, even if you have not had an experience before, it takes one experience to change you.
Yeah.
Just one.
So
if I've never had a woman before, my husband said, let's have a threesome. And I will go probably to a strip club, I will go somewhere, and you bring in a girl, and she gives me a mad head. That my body is shivering, I'm crying, and I'm going mad. And tomorrow you not come and be doing rubbish. I'll put my lower again. So you can't blame me. So if you really want to go for threesome, be ready for the consequence. Everything has a consequence. Everything. You might be lucky that both of you are open enough not to go that route, not to cheat behind each other because you are open. But if no both of you are not open up to that level of this is what we want and this is not what we want, don't try it. Don't try it. Because you see, the new person will always have techniques you don't have. And when you have something, it's like buying a new car now. You have an old car, you buy a new car. Which one will they shock you? Even if the old car is stronger, but because it's brand new, so when you bring in a new person and the person gives you, even the way the person will sit on you, it will make your dick or your clitoris will change. The feeling will change. It's not the same thing. You can't compare. So don't. Oh God, it's sweet if you want to do it too, but be ready. If your partner follow go, and if they stay back, congrats to you.
So being an expert and if you would advise people when it comes to STIs and things like that, what are the basic things that you would tell them to always do?
You need to get tested
first.
It's a must. You need to get tested. Sometimes they say monthly, depending on how your sexual life is.
So testing you and your partner?
Yes.
2 of you should be tested to be sure.
If you are sure. See, because even if you are married to one person, go see guarantee. There's no guarantee that she's not sleeping with a houseboy or want. Do you understand?
Or he's not sleeping with different women.
Get tested. The reason why I love, there are sex communities that I love, right? It's like saying a group of 10 or 15 people having sex with each other, right? Those communities are very strong because they get tested, and one of their rules is don't have sex with anybody outside us.
Oh.
Yes, outside us. You stay in the circle. You don't go outside. So like if anything happens, we know that we are in the circle, and so everybody gets tested. You don't do anybody outside. You can sleep with them, you can fuck anybody amongst themselves, but you can't go outside. And so if
is that like a natural thing to do, or it's like a cult between them?
So it's not really a cult. Anybody can join them. The basic thing is once you join them, you get tested. They show you are okay with. They give you their rules. They have sex parties. Probably one person's house and all.
This our Nigeria. I've been abroad.
They do, but it's anything they do, but I don't do in Nigeria. Is there anything abroad they don't do in Nigeria?
Yeah, I know.
Nigeria, we do worse. Even during COVID, when they say about they stay at home, they say they do sex party.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Who is going to go into whose house? But you see, when they do these things, they don't do it in open places. Just one person's duplex, and then everybody's entry. You don't know. And for those who do, there are people who do monthly sex parties, right? So people like that, they provide mask for you if you're not comfortable. Everybody wear a mask when you go. You don't go with your phone. They don't allow mobile phones. You have a place to drop your phone. You cannot record anybody. You cannot catch anybody. You cannot snap anybody. For you to go and tell somebody you saw me there, what were you doing there?
Yeah.
Right? So these things are happening. Let's not turn a blind eye. That is not happening. It's happening big time.
Wow.
Big time. And it's a big community.
Getting tested all the time is a must. Always make sure you're clean, your partner is clean.
Now, apart from being tested, please use protection.
Okay.
Being tested is not enough. You have to use protection, right? Fendom for women, right? You have products you can use for oral sex. You don't put your direct mouth. You have like a layer you place on the clitoris before you can suck the clitoris, just to be on the safe side.
Oh.
Because sometimes the woman just shaved and then she has her hair poking out, right? Sometimes they have a cut. And so even if you do a test 2 days before, they can carry something today.
Yeah.
Right? You carry, and there's no going back. I remember one of the sad stories I've ever heard in this my profession was a man who never cheated on his wife until 18 years after he had sex with someone in his office. It was by mistake, according to him. It was a one-time thing. Until today, it cost the man his life. Wow. Because he had what they call that thing? I can't remember what they call it. But in a way, he had boils all over his penis, and they said there is no solution. And so even when they give medication and it dries up, it will grow again. So that's what he carried. He said so spice. It was just a one-time thing. I said, in a one-time person they die.
Wow.
And he tried to run away from
I
his
think
wife.
that is where the monogamy thing comes in. Like, if you can stick to just one partner,
you understand?
You get only that many people cannot, regardless.
It's okay to have fantasies. It's okay to have fantasies, but the question is, when you think of the things that comes with it,
the risk,
the regrets, the risk. If it has happened, it has happened though. There's no going back. Some people will do it. I've got friends who have sex one night stand, no condom. They'll tell you I will HIV. It has worked for them over the years.
Yeah.
But you see, if someone like me go and join them, maybe it's just one pay that will do.
It could be just once, and you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So do not compare yourself.
I have friends like that too. They'll tell you they don't fuck with
condoms. Do not compare yourselves with them, because you as a good person, just one. Let me just try now. It's just that one that will cover you, and then they'll be doing.
Yeah.
But you see, the day is going to catch up with them. Even you will not be there to help them. That's just it, because it's not about how pretty you are. It's not about how handsome you are. I don't know what's in your blood.
Yeah.
And these things don't show on the face.
Yeah.
They don't show.
And even apart from the blood, if we look at the kind of society we live in as Africans, there are also some spiritual attachments when it comes to sexuality. You might not necessarily believe it.
You know why? My issue with that is, why do we have negative spiritual things attached to sex and no positive? If I can sleep with you,
no, there are positive ones too.
Yeah. So I can sleep with like a Dangote and have money and take part of his grace.
No, what I know is guys are always conscious of it when they're sleeping with a particular woman at the time.
Yeah.
Right. Some of them can actually they can see that there's progress in whatever they're doing.
It's what you tell yourself.
Wait, let me break it down for you. You get. But guys will tell you that since I met her, right, I think my life changed. And there are guys that will tell you, since I met her, I'm wrecked. Yeah. I hear that story a lot. But so what happens, and I think there is a spiritual connection to it.
What happens about belief system? What you tell yourself. So well, I want to cross the road, right? And my spirit is telling me, if you cross, car will jam you. And I don't look when I cross. And car hits me. I'll say, oh God. And my spirit told me. But your mind told you, but at the same time, you didn't look well. So most times, it's not really about the spiritual. It's what we tell ourselves. Do you know that what you think about? If I ask you, let me ask you, if I say the word sex, what comes to your head?
When you said it,
don't think about it. Sex, what comes to your head?
Woman.
Apart from woman,
fuck.
Exactly. So people like you, it's going to be hard for you to kiss a guy, because mentally you have attached sex to a woman. So if a guy comes to kiss you, be like, are you mad?
What's any kind of make nice air? Nice air. Show she nice.
Right? Because unconsciously, sex is connected to women for you.
Yeah.
Right? Sex is also connected to sex. So if you say sex or fuck, you're talking about pleasure, drilling, right?
Yeah.
So that belief system is there. So for you to have a great sex life, it means you have to drill and enjoy yourself. It means it has to be a woman you like, or a woman, basically, right? So your belief system about sex will affect what your sex life will be. If you ask someone, they'll tell you sex, sure, or stress. You can't have a great sex life if that's your belief system.
Okay.
Because you believe it's stressful. And so no matter how good the guy is or whatever he does, you see stress. Except he takes that stress off you. Which maybe he buys you a car or he gives you money. You're like, how did I try you? You change your belief system. He did well. Let me satisfy him. So your reason for changing your belief system at that point in time, because you have gotten something. Right?
Yeah.
And so when you say, since I met her.
Yeah.
What about the problems you had before you met her? Was she the cause? For you say you never had issues before you met her.
I mean, it makes sense what you said, but sometimes as men, right, we know frequencies. We know frequencies. We know how the wave moves. Okay. Right? So we can tell. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell that.
But you see, my issue is most times people say, when you talk about sex and the spiritual, they say, oh, everybody you sleep with, you take part of them. You take part of them.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm
say
like,
that too, yeah.
So if I sleep with rich people, why am I not taking part of them? I suppose don't...
You are taking the bad part of them.
Why do I have to take the bad? Why not the good? Sex was created by God.
That was why I said you can actually take the good part.
So if we say the bad part, are we saying the devil made sex?
No.
Exactly. So if God created sex, why are we taking only the bad part? Why am I not supposed to Dangote and in the next 6 months become a millionaire because I took part of him? If he has the spirit of a billionaire, let me take just one portion, 1% is okay. I'm not in a hurry. Just take small. So by the time I sleep with Dangote, I sleep with $10, I sleep with one other person. You should know my name now.
Are you saying there is no connection between spirituality and sexuality?
I think because we live in the spiritual world, we have made it so high. Like sex is spiritual. Yeah. Right? And
because an average Nigerian or an average African will stick to this definition for life. Sex is spiritual.
Let me tell you, everybody was born empty. Every child. Empty. We are like computers. When you buy a computer, you have calculator in it, you have maybe MS Word in it, you have Excel in it.
Excel and WhatsApp and everything.
The same thing every child has at birth. At birth, you have the feeling of pleasure. You have the feeling of touch. You have cry. You have happiness. You have smile in you. Maybe not happiness, but smile in you, right? Those are the apps we come with. But you see, as we grow older, your piece of land, which is your emptiness as a child, your church, right, we plant a seed. They plant the Bible inside of you. Start to tell you stories. Start to tell you the good, the evil, the bad, God, Jesus, right? Your parents start to tell you their rules and regulations, their values, and their belief system. It becomes part of you. You go to a school starts to tell you 1 + 1 is 2, mathematics, ABC, and everything. And so those are seeds. By the time you're 20, 30, it grows into a tree. And so I won't be surprised if so many of us believe that sex is connected to spirituality. Because so many people at childbirth, or so many people at a teenage age, or at childhood age, for those who go to those spiritual churches, they'll be flogged several times for spiritual husband. You ejaculate during your sleep, right? Which is the normal thing your brain has done to your body. They tell you spiritual husband. And for the women, they take them to the bush, they beat them, they flog them, they wear wedding gown, they do a lot of things. For the men, they start to do deliverance for you. So you see, it is not what happens. It is your belief system, how you've been programmed, that is affecting you. And so many people cannot do a lot of things sexually. They can't even give head. Not because they can't, but because they've been programmed a certain way to believe that this is wrong. You see some Muslim scholars, right? I've had like 2 on my show. One said head is not good. One gave me reason why head is good, that is in the Quran, that this one, but you cannot stick your tongue inside, you can only play with the ass. And one said it's not good. I don't blame the 2 of them. They are programming. Who were their alphas when they were growing up? What information did they hear? Your pastor today, what your pastor is preaching, he didn't bring it from heaven. No. Now waiting papa
Program
or
into
pastor
him too.
or he has heard over the years. That's who he is. The same way you go to a punster will tell you, this is it. They are mentors too. They have people who did this job before them. They have people who they look up to. And so we all are not real about what we know. We all give back what we've been fed with. And so if you say sex is spiritual, it's okay. Just know that that's what you've been programmed to believe. Right? So those who now take themselves out of the spirituality and say, you know what, let me explore my sex life. And they start to enjoy. Have you asked yourself why a lot of religious people don't even enjoy this sex? And those who are not religious, I don't want to explore it. Religious people don't even have much orgasm. How many of them? I spoke to someone who's been married for over 20 and she said, oh, so Spice, you know, I want to do this, but I can't. I can't do this, you know, I'm a Christian. I said, show me the part of your Bible that said you can't do this. And she went quiet. She didn't start enjoying herself until after 20-something years in marriage. Because she was programmed a certain way by certain people who believe that's what they want. And so a lot of us cannot do a lot of things because our pastor said, my man of God said, a religious book I read said, come on, all the sex position in that your religious book and your pastor books.
You know that I've been in situations where I'll maybe in a party or something and I'll see a girl throwing herself at me, right? And I'll just be like, she's up to something. There's a spiritual something there.
Because you've been programmed that way, right? Every girl that comes your way is a Ogbanje. But you see, at this same century, this same 2022, we tell women, go out there. If you like a man, tell him. Throw yourself at him.
But that does not mean there's no still
True. But that does not mean Ogbanje does not exist.
It does. See, we have the spiritual world. We have the physical world, right? In talking about emotional intelligence, we have the matrix, which is what you people call the spiritual world, right? And so what you believe. So for instance, you have a father who you don't like. You have a father who does certain things that you feel like, you know, God forbid I marry a man like this. Go and check. Most times, over 60% of them marry a man like their father. That thing they don't want, that thing they don't like, because unconsciously, the kind of words you say. So you say, I will never marry a man like my father. But you see, in the subconscious world, they don't understand certain things. Right? You say, I will never marry. Right? Remove never. Because in the subconscious world, there is no never. There is no no. So if you remove never, you will have, I will marry a man like my father. And unconsciously, you get to meet a man like your father. And so the thing you're running away from, if you go and watch this guy's page, Chude, or what they call his name, he does a talk show on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Chude, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's this episode you just posted about a lady, what's her name now? Holy Spirit help me. I've forgotten her name. Her name starts with G, right? That wrote a book from how she ended her marriage or something to a pastor. Go and hear that girl's story. Everything she didn't want in her father was what she found in a man of God. Wow. Because she told God she wanted a man of God. God gave her, because she gave God ultimatum. Before I'm 30, I must marry to a man of God. So she got a man of God that had everything her father had. Evil, beating, narcissist, everything she didn't want was in the man. But he was a man of God. You want a man of God. You do have a man of God. But you see, everything she didn't want was what he had. But he was a man of God.
So basically, the whole idea is there's spirituality,
yep,
there's sexuality. Depends on how you can connect the dots.
You decide what works for you.
Awesome.
But for me,
awesome.
I say something that even the witches now are struggling to eat in Nigeria. Things are hard. Everybody is struggling. How many times do you see they use pictures again? In those days, we didn't have our pictures all over the world. And they will say, go and bring this picture, let's use this picture. Now there's Instagram. They can get pictures, don't use picture again. Why are they not using picture again? Picture that is free. If I Google your name, I'll get your picture. I'll probably get your children's picture. I'll probably get your wife's picture. I don't have to stress. if I do the right things, I'll get your full details.
Absolutely.
It's already on social media.
Yeah.
So why don't those spiritual people use it again?
Because back in those days, they can actually go and get a picture from a photographer or steal it and take
Because
it to a juju person.
they force you to do the things that are hard. It's not to get your picture in those days. I've probably come to your house, know your house. I'm a photographer, will
send
take your
somebody,
picture.
yeah.
But now they don't like you to do things that are very easy. If I say there's going to make a picture, it's on social media. I don't have to. I'll print it out anywhere now. Just Google your name on my phone. If I don't even know your name, if I find your friend, I will search your friend's picture. I will find your picture.
Yeah.
So they like it when you do hard things. So now they're looking for, they'll tell you, go and make human head, go and make this one, go and make body parts. Because they like to make life difficult.
Wow. So spice. Let me take the last one for the men. Does size really matter?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes and no. Emmanuel, can you hear?
So
size does not matter, and it matters. It depends.
So if there are people who have this kind of size, and I'm talking reality.
After add-on or before add-on, everything.
During add-on, this is what you get.
During add-on.
Yes. There are people. I don't want to call those people, but this is what they have. So what you see is just the cap and a very little skin.
Oh, okay. That one matters.
A cap and a little skin, right?
That one cannot do anything.
And so when they get erection, you get something like this. But you see, sometimes even with this, when it goes inside, you don't feel anything. So at this point, a size does matter.
Okay.
But I once had a client who had something like this. He wasn't good with drilling because he had nothing to drill. But you see, with the clitorial game, the guy was good.
Okay.
He will use that small
because he has that 3 inches advantage.
Use that small thing to finish his wife. But you see, what they had to do was a lot of work then. But what they had to do was to get an extension. So there's something called the penis extender. Okay. It looks like a penis, but it's in the condom form. But it looks like a penis. So you wear it on your penis to make your penis longer. That's another sex toy. Some come with bullet vibrator so that it can still vibrate for you to stay longer. Yeah. So you wear it like a condom and it makes your penis longer and then you can satisfy your woman. But for him, he got different types of extenders. He also got dildos for his wife. So sometimes because he knows his size, there's also the strap-on, but strap-on that men can wear. So you put your penis in the penis of the strap-on and you can drill your woman. So he got that. So they have a perfect sex life. Because they understand that, you know what? Yeah. They are too. But a man who has a normal size, 4 inch, 5 inch. See, I don't know why people are looking for 8'10". Most people that have 8'10" are not even happy they have 8'10". Because it causes pain. It makes women bleed. And so when you drill her too much, she does not even want to have sex with you. And those who are married are not happy. So they rather go and meet a side chick who will give them, because their wives are saying, no, uncle, I tell you, go and cheat. Oh, you now. You are done, you cannot sit. You are done, you cannot pee, you cannot walk well. Because you'll be bleeding. You're in pain. That's not what we want. And so when you see what you're watching on porn and she's happy or she's crying, she probably is not really happy. But she's being paid to do, she has to do her job. And so you see the long dicks in porn, they are drilling the girl, the girl is crying, you're like, the girl. No, she's not happy. But she's going to get paid. Right? So the size that you have is okay. The question is, how good are you using that size? A lot of men just no. We have the upper part of the vagina, we have the sides. So why are you not drilling me? It's a tunnel.
Mama, you be staring me.
Do you get?
Mama, you be staring. Shout out to Abasukumon.
You know. So when you drill me and you hit me on every side, I'll tell the world you are good. So a man being good is not the size of his penis. It's how good he can handle me.
Use it.
When you handle some women and they go around. See, a man can be a 2-minute man. If he's married to a 2-minute woman, there are women who don't like long sex. Do me and go. Ejaculate fast. Right? If a 2-minute man is married to a 2-minute woman, she will tell the whole world the house man is good. Let a 30-minute man marry.
The same.
Do you understand? Let a 30-minute man marry a 30-minute woman. She will tell the world my husband is good. But let a 2-minute man marry a 30-minute woman. You hear my husband is not good. But let that 2 minutes man have a side chick that's a 2 minutes girl.
And they love it. Wow.
And they decide to be telling you, oh, he's good. And the man will be saying, I'm good.
Wow.
It's a deep one. Sex is deep.
It is.
And, not everyone has the gifts of meeting the right person sexually.
Yeah.
But you see, one thing I always say is you can train or you can teach your partner if they are teachable. A lot of men are not teachable.
Yeah.
If I tell you now, Jables, what you do, I don't like it. Can you do that? You'll be like, kilo day gone today, like do that. We get tired. A lot of men are not teachable.
Yeah, and I think the ego problem too,
yes,
as men.
I always say it's not what you say that matters. It's how you say what you say. It's not what you say. If I tell you you are mad and we are laughing, we are licking ice cream, you probably might not take it like, Jables, you are mad, you are mad. Get angry.
I don't get that great.
But when we are fighting, I say you are mad.
Then I get upset.
So it's not what you say, it's how you say what you say and when you say it. So when women or men get to understand that how you communicate with your partner goes a long way, and the choice of words you use
matters.
Anybody can change. The thing they won't do is they'll do with side chick. And then you say the side chick has used jazz. No, it's not jazz, it's communication. Because the side chick, when she's talking, she's rubbing the head and talking to him calmly. Baby, can't you do this? Baby, this is what I want now. Baby. And I'm like, oh yeah, now let's try. But the wife will not go and be rubbing them saying, baby, I don't like you. You came too quick. I'm not even interested. And I've told you this is how I want it. Uncle, auntie, that's not how it works. If you have a 3-year-old and you start to complain, you are not even getting a load on here, the child will not do well. Yeah. But the child gets like, wow, you got one. I'm proud of you. Tomorrow the child will want to do better. So every man you see on the road out there has a boy in them. Talk to the boy in them. And you see them change.
Every man you see out there has a boy in them. That's my final closing note today.
I think we all have a boy.
Awesome.
We all have a smaller one in us.
Yeah.
Even the lady you see has a boy in that.
Wow. So Spice, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And I know that they will still request you. Say, please bring So Spice back. They are going to send in questions. Why didn't you ask her that? Once that
especially
comes in,
the men.
Of course, I'm talking. I represent my bro. I represent the bro today. So I did a good job. Then I need to clear something. I also need to clear something. See, most of the things I asked today, I know. I'm just playing the devil's advocate because of you people. Don't think I know Sabiu. I bad. Look, I clear that. It was the best.
So you were talking about the inability of most guys nowadays to satisfy their ladies. Is it safe to say that is the reason for the increasing use of sex toys and lesbianism among ladies?
Yeah, I think she covered that already.
So the truth about it is, with or without sex toys, we'll always have lesbians. With or without sex toys, we'll always have gay. Right? A lot of times we think we learn these things, but they are inborn. Have you ever seen videos of dogs masturbating? I saw my puppy masturbate and I'm wondering, okay, this dog has not seen any other dog. It's just us in the house. It's a puppy. And even when they ejaculate, they lick their cum by themselves. They don't keep it for anybody. You see them sucking their dick by themselves. Where did they learn it from? Which porn? Have you seen dogs or lions having threesome?
Yeah.
Where did they learn it from? Let's assume they watch porn.
Yeah.
Who they teach them?
Yeah, dogs do threesome all the time. They do threesome all the time.
Have you seen gay dogs?
Yes, I've seen gay dogs.
Have you seen two different animals having sex?
Yeah.
Who taught them? At the end of the day, we are sexual beings.
Sex is phenomenal.
It's inborn. When you put two people together who have no idea about sex at all, put them in the room for a long time, before you know there will be a child, there will be pregnancy. Who taught them? Like I said, the moment a child is born and there is life, sex and pleasure is part of every child. So to all the parents who say, come on, keep quiet, what do you know? You like this boy, you're a bad girl. Stop shutting them down, because it's a gift from heaven. And so a lot of people's pleasure life has been killed at childhood. You can't tell your parents you like a boy or you like a girl, because they will shut you down. They will say you're a bad child who is teaching you, rather than helping you nurture that feeling, saying that, okay, you know what, I know you like this person, but let's wait. Let's watch this person. Primary school, secondary school, university. If this boy will still be a good boy, then you can date him. I remember my daughter told me at 7 years, Mommy, I'm going to marry this boy when I grow up. I said, really? I said, okay.
No, it's so spicy.
So the truth is, it is not that the kids are going wayward. A 3-year-old has a crush on another boy in class. Why would one child pick another child out of so many? It's not just about what they watch.
That happens all the time. That happens all the time.
So let's not kill ourselves.
And again, let's also start looking at things differently and get ourselves out of that box of
exactly how we were programmed. If you can start thinking like that, I think the world will be a better place. Yeah.
Thank you, so Spice, for coming.
Thank you for
Thank you to
having
everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Oh, my name is Jobless.